And we're at Casino Park.
Compulsive gambling, a staple of Sonic franchise games.
Ever since Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yes.
Yesterday I tried, my fiance was playing the music to this level, a remix of it, and I was like, what the fuck is that name? Casino Street? No. Casino, not, no. I had to look it up because there's so many levels called Casino something or something Casino.
Yeah. I just realized that intro has the most English thing I've ever said in my life. Franchise games. That makes me laugh. Anyway.
Games?
Franchise games. Forgive me, I'm just learning English for the first time. I don't know. Out of all the Sonic Casino levels, I don't know if I hate this one or I like this one. I guess it's somewhere in the middle.
I still prefer the...
Probably make an entire game out of Sonic Casino levels.
I think there already is a Sonic Casino.
Oh my god.
I think it is. I think it's in Geopolis.
I wonder what would if there was a real Sonic Casino based off Sonic Casinos, what would the bouncers look like, or the house players look like? Sure, those are interesting questions.
I don't know, but I really want to go to Geopolis.
Yes.
And they got a couple of arcade games that I want to try, like Sonic Athletics or Sonic Brain Testing.
Is there any strategy to these roulette tables? I don't
No.
think there is. Yeah,
That's it. That's your strategy. Just go left because you go to the higher platform.
So I was thinking. Well, I remember seeing that there was one of them that has a different pathway. I think, at least.
No.
Maybe I'm misremembering. Mumble. I like this song. It's just when it starts getting a little, it's when it starts losing me. Wait, like that. This part right here. I hate that. Otherwise, it sounds pretty nice.
The remix is better.
I would need to hear it, but I
think it's in the Sonic Stadium 2012.
I'll go look for it then. God, I hate when it goes off. It's like a horror game.
Yeah. I think the horror part will start later because apparently this is a Halloween themed level.
It is? Oh no. Yeah. There's another thing too I don't really care for about what is it? This casino level. The fucking tables. I hate them. Well, maybe hate's a strong word.
I hate the controls. The controls are just the absolute worst.
Yeah, I don't know what they thought with this physics engine and thinking that it would be perfect for playing, like, pinball gambling on. Like, it's never been good. Sonic Adventure was not great, but, you know, it kind of worked when you were just on the pinball table.
Yeah, because it was just there. If you fell, you just go to the sewer or back to the place. Here, it's death.
The problem is,
the controls, later on in Team Rose, you'll see I will fucking do bad on these tables.
The problem is that not only do the physics not really work well with this, you
probably can see, probably can't see, considering it's Knuckles, you won't be able to see against the purple. But the point is,
they're fucking big.
I had no clue what happened then. But
they're big and they're layered and it's kind of obnoxious.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of this fucking thing.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why I always hate about going to this level. I don't like it because I get stuck on certain areas.
The thing about the controls is that depending on what direction you're facing, the controls will work against you. You try and go left, it'll try and go right because Knuckles is facing the wrong way, and that works against you.
See, these characters are not actual balls, Sonic Team.
I mean, it'll work for games like it'll work for Generations because that way it's built like it, designed like it, but not here.
Yeah. Better luck next time, Sonic Team. I don't ever remember the qualifications you need to get to this VIP table.
You have to find the button.
Oh.
That pinball table above the main one, I tried getting out of twice. There's a button on there.
Really?
In the dead center. You won't be able to see it because it's too fucking brightly coloured.
I do like the colors. Just God, so hard to see. Oh, darn you, Robotnik.
Yeah, there's too much saturation in the colors.
Otherwise, the game looks more colorful than the previous games, which is fine.
Or the next game.
Yeah. Next 2 games are going to be dull and depressing.
Because realism! People like their realism, right?
I'm just really confused on what their design mentality was from going from this to Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, okay, we made the lightest and happiest Sonic game for the franchise's history. Let's make a really dark one for no reason.
Because Western audiences like their guns.
But I don't. Not in my Sonic games.
My Sonic game, I like to bit of a free-form platforming and speed right through and having fun, not like, die, you bastard!
But I am also curious exactly what they could have...
You just added the boss fights that actually do require a amount of bullets to the fucking head.
I am curious, though, exactly what they would have done to change it up, though. Because just playing a Sonic game as Shadow isn't really enough incentive to pick up a game based around Shadow. Or maybe it is, I don't know.
Well,
I guess there was enough demand.
Well, the reason they brought him back was because, oh hey, people like Shadow in Adventure 2. Yeah, for about the 4 levels he appeared in.
And you know, Shadow himself wasn't terribly written. His story should have ended at Sonic Adventure 2.
It ended there. It's like, okay, he remembered what exactly the full sentences he said were just fragmented. And it's like, oh yeah, you have to save the planet.
Like, he's a tragic character. The point of tragic characters is that they die and that they don't come back. Have you not read Shakespeare?
Now bring him back and give him amnesia. Isn't that like the worst cliche you can put? I don't care. We want Shadow back.
Guys, the fans won't buy our games. Don't put Shadow in them. Well, you know, artistic integrity. Fuck artistic integrity. But yeah, I think
you did a good thing, then you fucked it up.
Yeah, I think Shadow as a character was interesting. It was a change of pace, obviously. Because he didn't have
mind you, originally he wasn't supposed to be a playable character, so maybe that's something to do with it.
Yeah, but even when they did make the decision to change him to a playable character, I don't think it was a bad idea. It probably just gave people some really odd expectations for the character.
So the odd expectation is still 4 levels for someone who appears on the fucking box art.
Yeah.
No, so I'm not gonna let that go. There are a lot of things in Sonic I won't let go.
So I don't get the idea behind the bonus levels. How exactly do you get the Chaos Emerald ones? How exactly do you get the regular ones?
The regular ones are in the first act. The Chaos Emeralds are in the second act.
I don't get that. Why can't I just get all of them at once if I want to?
Because that's kind of cheating.
Well, no, I mean, like,
I don't get it either. In some respects, fair enough. Like in Sonic Fire Episode 1 and 2, you can only get Chaos Emeralds 1 per level, so you can't just replay the same level again because that's the easiest one. But at least you can get it in Act 2 and Act 3, and that's it. So you can get it within the first half of the game. Here, especially also in the advanced games as well, you can only get 1 per zone. I think it's 1 per zone. I've been able to actually been to a special stage in the advanced games. Because it's so fucking hard to do.
I just think that if you want to get the Chaos Emeralds, all of them, like back to back to back, you should be able to. Like, I don't see why we need the secondary special stages that don't lead to that.
In case you want lives, which case you probably should get lives.
Well, I mean, then put them in after you get all the Chaos Emeralds. I don't know.
I don't know either. I do think it's a design decision to actually get you to play all the levels and be a bit more replayability for each level equally, rather than to say, like I did to Sonic CD, and just getting within the first 3 zones.
That's a good point. It's more effort into the design process than they put in more recent ones. Like, I have no incentive to go back and play Sonic Generations. I'm sorry. Going through the same level again just to see a different pathway isn't really enough for me. That's why, as much as I like the classic Sonic games, I don't play them often.
And neither do I. I got Sonic CD because I looked at it thinking, do you know what? I've got 2 more time stones to get. I think I'll get them. And on that note, fuck those fucking special stages.
Yeah, they are.
I am half tempted to actually make a top 5 hardest or worst special stages in Sonic.
Well, the thing about those special stages, they have CDs now. They can put them in there. That's why.
And yet never appear again. Or in a 3D game, obviously.
because they were shitty. I'm just saying they could do it.
I think it's just because controls, really. Yet they brought them back in Sonic Generations 3DS, which is the worst version of it.
They brought them back?
Sonic Generations 3DS, yeah.
Why do they think they can improve on stuff they built? Like, the classics are classics, leave them alone.
I don't know, like Christian Whitehead did a freaking good remastered parts of Sonic's 1, 2, and CD.
I'm not saying he did a bad job, it's just... There are some things that should be left in the past. Like Classic Sonic. Wanna know why he's called Classic Sonic? Because he isn't in the modern era.
Wait till Sonic Generations 2 will have 3 Sonics to play as.
Oh, if they make a Sonic Generations 2, I'll give up.
No, I have plenty of ideas. And people who actually watch me or just see me on DeviantArt can say, I have some good logos. Good ideas.
I'm very curious to see...
Apparently, for a Fan Art Friday, I can't submit those because they're fan-made.
I'm very curious, though. What other ideas could they do with Sonic? Because I don't know exactly how they start the writing process. I learned from... actually, this is an interesting thing. I learned from Chris Avallone. If you don't know him, he's the guy who... He works at Obsidian. He's the lead designer and writer on several of their games, like KOTOR 2, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, Alpha Protocol, and Fallout New Vegas. I like that game. And Fallout New Vegas.
New Vegas was good. I've yet to complete the DLC for it.
Have you played Knights of the Old Republic 2?
I haven't played any Star Wars game apart from Jedi Outcast.
You're starving yourself. You need to play at least one.
If I didn't like Dragon Age, what would you think I'll like KOTOR?
Because, I don't know. It's got well-written characters. It's a lot less... I don't know. Try it first before. I mean, yeah, it still has the pause thing. It still has the pause and plan mechanic, but I think it's faster because you don't have to think as much. At least not in the second game, personally. But yeah, anyway. Chris Avallone, there's an interview they did in 2004, right around the time KOTOR 2 came out, where they asked him what the design process was behind the game, and he said, one of the things I do immediately when I start the game is I do research, and I find out enough of what I can about the universe and its characters. That way I don't feel like I'm going in naked. And then he writes a story and a basic plot behind as a foundation. Then he starts adding in all this other stuff like character motivations and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, why doesn't everyone else do this? Their games are well written. So, like, Sonic games can do this. This isn't hard stuff.
Well, it depends with the writer currently having no knowledge of Sonic.
What the hell is that?
I have no fucking clue.
But yeah, I think Sonic games themselves can do stuff like what Obsidian does. Like, they don't have to be RPGs, but they can definitely be... They can be well written. They just need to try. Read the Archie comics. That's new writers.
Well, not particularly the.
I'm not saying actually.
I mean, not Ken Penner's go fuck himself. But I have no fucking clue what happened then.
I'm not saying you have to take storylines directly or even really take reference with Archie or any of the other medias. Just take the media in and write a simple story.
Yeah, and that's one thing I read about Sega, saying they have a more simplistic plots in the later games because they're worried about the fan reaction due to the overcomplicated plot and the character interactions.
But again, that's not what I'm asking for.
I'm not asking for that either. Yeah, some of the I have no idea why I didn't die then.
Yeah,
some of the character interactions, yeah, they're bad. Some of the story plots are pretty badly written, but you know what? It's not asking you to give up and, take your ball home mentality. We're asking you to try again, this time put a bit more effort into it. Because some stories, Ryan, some actual plot elements work really well. Adventure 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog not involving ancient old deities in that. That's a good idea. Sonic Rush, another dimensions, and both of them merging. That's a good idea.
And I'll admit, writing for a character like Sonic is hard because I'm not.
There's
If
not
I
much
was
you
gonna,
can write. Not much you can write about, really. It's
you
like
can't really
it's a
tackle
hedgehog.
subject. You can't talk personally. They can't tackle a subject matter I'll personally care that much for because I'm more into the mature storylines than Sonic games. But they can still write a simple story that has some interesting characters and at least a narrative that makes you want to beat the game but want to play it again. You know, stuff like that. I think they can do that.
They can, but they think. But again, it goes back to the multiple characters. A lot of people don't want multiple characters.
Yes, that's about it.
Well, that's why I think they should start simple. You know, have Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Those are the three big ones, and then you can gradually.
Unleashed, despite having the ancient old deity, still had some characters, and it was kind of compelling. Did you play them? No, but they were just there.
Like if I was gonna reintroduce another Sonic game in the main series, I would get rid of Shadow first of all because as much as an icon as he is of the series, he doesn't need to be here anymore. There's no story left for him to tell. We don't need him here.
Yeah, try to do it now with 06, and he's more concerned about his future. Who cares?
I'd take Silver out of the future and just put him in the present because it doesn't matter where he's from personally.
I couldn't really care for Silver.
Yeah, but if I was going to bring him back...
His idea of traveling back in time 200 years to stop something or help solve a better future, which, in any case, which on a point, they haven't fucking decided whether or not it's a good future or a bad future he comes from. It keeps alternating, like Sonic Rivals 2 and Sonic Colors DS, it says it's a bright future.
So I would just take him directly out of the future. And I would just put him in the modern era, because really, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, who cares? Silver. And then I just make him interesting. Like, I don't know, I give him a quirk or two. Something that makes him enjoyable to watch.
He has quirk, he's naive. He's pretty much like an average teenager.
Well, that's more of like a character trait rather than a quirk. I mean, character traits like Sonic being headstrong and stuff, that's typical of them. I mean a quirk, like something that'll, when you see him on screen, it'll be funny to watch him, or at least it'll be interesting to hear him talk.
He is determined. I'm trying to remember all about the Sonic Wiki and all the other things I've tried researching about. And
my thing is, I'm also trying to think of how to write a comedic character too, because Sonic's still a funny series.
I think they're still sticking with the Amy subplot, saying being a fangirl, which indicates Sega. It got old way too fucking fast.
Amy can have her little crush, but it doesn't need to be obsessive.
Yeah, okay, first of all, she's 12, maybe 13 years old. I have no fucking clue at this point. But
well, I think Sonic Adventure handled it best. She's just like, oh, Sonic, want to marry me? And he's like, no way. And she's like, oh, okay, whatever. And then she goes off and does her own thing. And it's way cool because we don't have to focus on her dumb love story with Sonic.
Avengers 2, same thing.
Well, a little bit more obsessive, but not that much.
She wants to look for Sonic, that's it. She couldn't care less about Chocola and Froggy.
Yeah.
06, okay, give her credit, helping Silver and defending Sonic. She wasn't as obsessive.
But she did admit that she'd rather let the world die than give up Sonic.
I have a hard time classing that as obsession.
It's pretty evil, to say the least. That's pretty Sith. I don't know. Well, in general, I just take away all the complicated elements and kind of just restart the characters and keep the personalities relatively the same as they were from older games, but still make it so I don't feel like I'm tied down with baggage from other ones.
I think they're doing that with Sonic Boom. Anyway, part 4.
Part 4.